Hi YouTube. I hope you're doing okay. I'm doing a little bit better today in one respect, and uh in other ways maybe not so good. But yesterday, oh, here's something just so much for the police, right? Sometimes um Doug was talking to, if some of you don't know, Doug is my husband of, I've been with him. We've been married over 20 years, but we've been together for 31 years. Um, and he's somewhat estranged, I guess. I gave him a letter of divorcement. He can take it in and divorce me anytime he thinks that I'm not living up to his aspects or whatever, or the other way around, whatever. At this point, well, I care, but I'm not going to let anybody else's opinion of me consume me and stop me from being the person I know that is good inside. So it's like, and it's not even on the inside. But okay, well, anyway, so this cop was talking to Doug, and he asked if we could help my oldest son financially, or to get a ticket out of the state because, or whatever, or to wherever he wanted to go for a shelter. And I wanted to say, Doug said no, that he couldn't. The cop wouldn't even let him talk. That some of the gears are out of our car, and we had to get our other one dug out of the snowbank so we could even have something to drive for ourselves. I mean, that far, um, you know, or whatever. And so Doug proceeded to try and talk to the guy, and I was going to say, um, let us know if he is okay, and we'll keep trying to do what we can do. And this, I hate to say, pig hung up on Doug because then at that point he knew he had to do more paperwork or do something to help my son that we couldn't do to help him. You know, that was nice, right? So anyway, at this point, Luke is off the streets as far as where he's going is probably to another shelter out of state. And I'm not saying any more than that because there's people that wish him ill will. And I think that maybe even his stay here might have went a little bit better if those people didn't know anything about what was going on with him. And from my standpoint, that's what I'm going to do with anybody that I care about. I'm not going to tell them anything about anything, or I'll use a lot of discretion on in that area when I do. So yeah. So in one respect, I'm kind of better, and I got a little sleep last night. And in some respects, it's been a very sad day, and really hard for me to communicate anything else besides what's going on in my life. So I joined a group for parents of adult narcissist children. One of the questions to get in the group, the requiem, was, do you believe that narcissism is hereditary or learned behavior? And I wrote hereditary. They accepted me in the group, you know, because I know, from being raised by the dark cabal, if they couldn't change me into somebody I wasn't, nothing can. So then that led me to believe that this type of behavior of not really caring about another human being must be hereditary, you know. I used to think it like skipped a generation because my grandmother was sweet, but her daughter, my mom, not so much, you know? So it's like, well, but yeah, maybe it's hereditary, and um, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I joined a couple groups like that today, and it was oh, maybe when my kids were in their late 20s or early 30s, I had taken all their baby pictures off the walls and all that and put them away because it was just too heartbreaking to look at them every day and hear the words echo in my mind of how they truly felt about me as men, how men they acted as men in this world towards women. And then in this group, this one woman said that she had taken them down or was going to take them down and wanted to know what the group felt about that. And a lot, well, everybody there said the same thing. And I told them, I said, I went through this with two of them. And it's, and one person said, it's not like you're throwing their pictures away or anything. It's just, you're putting them away, you know, um, so you don't have to look at them constantly. I mean, you have the reminders in your mind anyway. And then there's another aspect for it. Um, that'd be like them, me giving them a baby picture of me. I know for certain they wouldn't hang it on their wall because that's how they feel about me. So, of course, I can't prove exactly how they feel, but actions and words, or no words at all. Um, when you write something loving or you try to get some kind of empathy out of somebody that does not care about you and they don't even answer something that you wrote to them, trying to carry on a conversation that will bring some kind of enlightenment between you and them, and they don't even give you a response. That's a pretty big clue that they really don't care. Now my youngest sent around some well, one meme was of how he would go dating, like um throwing a watermelon at a chick's head. I choose you. And this dumb woman or girl wrote him back, it'd be better if you threw tacos at me. Well, she does not know him. Um, yeah, anyway, I wish her well because he's not going to throw tacos or even a watermelon, you know. So, yeah, been kind of a rotten day like that. So, got some laundry done, some dishes done, and not a whole lot more, maybe. Just really trying to recover from more heartbreak and weird stuff in my life that I didn't even foresee. Um, words that were said that I wouldn't dream of saying to anybody. Things that are said that, I mean, if you heard the weird stuff that these men say, you wouldn't even want to be around it. You wouldn't be able to tolerate it. It's like so filthy and crude and just, oh, no words. So, yeah, I'm rather sad. But tomorrow is my youngest son's birthday. He'll be 37. So, the one that tells me I don't love. I didn't love enough when he was recovering or trying to recover. Yeah. He'd be hard pressed to find another mother that did love as much as me. I literally pulled myself out of the ditch in life with nobody to help me and educated myself and got a job. I went to school, got a job, started making money for my sons. I even had my own business before that and different things in life, you know. But I didn't have a partner in my life that really ever worked with me to achieve things. So I did a lot of it on my own. And as far as making a home, I did that all by myself, So um, even meeting Doug, I paid my own rent, paid my utilities, and so I just didn't move. I moved in here with the intention of marrying him and getting to know him, and lived in a different room till we got married. So um, I think that's maybe a good way to do things. I don't know that it made any difference, but it could perhaps. That's one thing that really my oldest son did find out, and he was disappointed that I told him, even if Doug and I were to break up, we're still going to be friends because we always have been like that. As far as doing things for each other, we will, even when we're mad at each other. So that kind of says something right there. It's a little stronger relationship than some people that um, have issues. They just will forget about the person and whatever. So, but yeah, but I really need to I hate to dwell on the nasty stuff that was said and did and whatever, but I have to keep it in the forefront of my mind so I don't beat myself up, you know. So if any of you are going through anything like that with a spouse or a child or a parent or anything, just keep the crappy shit that they've done to you in the forefront of your mind and don't take it any further. Don't beat yourself up. You know you're good in your heart, leave it at that. That's all you can do. If, yes, judge their heart, judge yours first, though, you know. And then if yours is impure and you both have those type of issues, then there'd be a lot of examining to do and maybe some um emotional help or whatever, and perhaps maybe some things I've lived through you can kind of see what I've been through and kind of go from there too. So just a minute, please. Yeah, this is I've tried this several times with both my adult children, and it's different when they're minors. You could say, well, your children do come first before anybody in the world. And then when they get to be more of an adult, if you have a spouse in the equation, even your spouse then would come. I mean, I know no some people would say, well, my children always come first, but there's sometimes if your children are not worthy of that you have to think of yourself and your own life first, and it's time that they take that on themselves. If they don't have the ability to do that, you still have to carry on and keep your spirits uplifted enough to overcome the sadness that's created in the whole thing. And there's nothing I can do about it, you know? So, yeah. I don't know. I was thinking something else and then my mind went somewhere else. It's kind of like how it's sort of been today. It's been not a hectic day, but uneasy feeling still. Nobody wants to have to ask somebody that you care about to leave your life. But I'm almost done to the point where I probably won't be talking to either one of my sons. It's getting to be, if it's painful and really unhealthy, it's like, yeah, um, I'm really considering doing what I did before. It's like, just stay away from me, you know. So And I've done that with a lot of people in my life. And after a while, kind of the pain subsided, and I was able to function a little happier and realize that there's a lot of things with drug abuse and alcohol and whatever going on in the world, even in the older generation. You know, people think, well, maybe nothing's wrong with grandma or mom or dad or whatever, but maybe grandma's on prescriptions and it's making her whacked, or maybe she's whacked anyway and needs some type of prescription, you know? It's like, yeah, I could probably take about 10 shots of morphine right now, and it probably wouldn't even put me to sleep. You know, the only reason I know that is because I've had bad accidents where I had morphine and they gave me so much they couldn't give me anymore, you know, because it just wasn't even working, you know. Have you ever heard that bad? that hurt. That hurts to hurt that bad, you know. But yeah. But sadly, I'm not the only parent going through these type of things, and I knew that. So I thought I'd reach out to try and find other men and women that are going through these types of things, because it's lonely not to have people that understand that. You know, it's like I don't want to have to. I mean, I don't want somebody else to go through something just so I have somebody to talk to or see a meme that makes sense to me or whatever. If I could make all that go away and just have that myself, I'd do that, you know, because I'm having it anyway, so what difference would it make, right? So, yeah. Well, we had what looked like a very beautiful day out there. It said 30 degrees on the thermometer, but Doug was out on the tractor moving some more snow around, and he got really cold. So with the wind chill, it still was pretty brutal out there. But luckily, I didn't have to go out today. I had filled my kitty's dishes up just really super full because I was under stress and um, really sad. And I thought if I could just take one day and not have to go out and get cold or anything, it'd probably do me good. And yeah, it did feel a lot better. So, um, yeah. But yeah, but tomorrow and the next day we're supposed to be above 30, like above freezing even, maybe 33 degrees. And so some of the stuff will sort of maybe melt, which is cool. Then around my birthday in February, things, usually we get like a thaw and things will start to melt. So, yeah, I think some of my subs on here are born in February too, if I'm not mistaken. So, or if you're Aquarian, raise your hand. We've been known for being a little eccentric, and some are downright kind of so crazy. It's like they go so far out of the box that they can't get back in, you know. But there are like two different types with zodiacs typically. You know, like you kind of got a good one and you kind of got a bad one, you know. Yeah, because I don't believe that. Yes, people are a mixture of bad and good within themselves, you know, but technically, um, I don't believe that inherently people are born who they are. You know, if you're a good person, you typically don't do a lot of terrible things. You know, so, I don't know. Just thinking out loud, like usual. Oh no, but I was clipping a hangnail, excuse me, on there. It was bugging me. Um, oh yeah, we get on here to watch you clip your hangnails. Oh, sorry. I'm having a goofy day. I have another cigarette with you and, you know, see whatever comes to mind. So all I can do is, you know, oh, well, yeah. And here's one other thing my youngest said, that it was almost easier in prison. Well, yeah, because he could get high in there, and he didn't have to go to work. That's a dirty word to my sons. It didn't used to be for my oldest one, but the youngest one, it's always been a real dirty word. Oh, here's something. I don't think I mentioned it, but my oldest son was talking about, maybe I did, but I'll tell you it again because I was a little, not astonished, but I think surprised that he still felt that way about material things in his life. So I'll tell you something here. We had this conversation that started out about what he perceived as the ideal life, living in suburbia America, right outside a city. Um, and suburbs typically means that you still have paved streets, not rural country like where I live. So, suburbia America, white picket fence, bikes outside the house, couple kids or three kids, whatever, and a kitty and whatever. That was like his dream. I said, "What about the guy?" And that was his pattern for everybody. I said, "What about the person that doesn't want the white picket fence and would rather live in a cabin in the woods and maybe not even have children?" He said, "Well, that's not normal." I said, "Oh, but I know people, they've fulfilled their dreams. They've achieved what they've wanted to achieve. I don't want a brick house. I don't want a white picket fence. I want my log home, or even to keep remodeling, which we're doing ours little by little according to our funds. But it's like, I don't aspire to have that in a rural city area, you know? And he said, well, the people, like if a person was in a cabin out in the woods and not wanting children, that's not normal. I said, nowadays, the way the world is, not wanting to have children, a lot of people are feeling like that. And yes, it is quite normal. As a matter of fact, it's very thoughtful to put very deep thought into having children before you have them, you know. So at least I think it's pretty important. That's why I didn't have more children with Doug, because I wanted to raise the ones I had, and I thought that was enough, especially with behavior problems. And I couldn't see that it would be fair to them, our existing children, to bring another child into the world and devote time and attention when the ones I had were in dire needs of more than I obviously could give them. So, yeah. Although it was maybe not all momentary, um, I did things like I taught my sons how to fish and swim and catch a football and all kinds of sports and language skills and um, all kinds of things. Cooking, you know. So I don't know. But yeah. But if you're going through something like that, a separation of somebody that you care about, that's not really caring about you back, or if you're encountering a person every day that you're around that really sees you as less than you see yourself, just keep your chin up. You know who you are, and nothing's going to change that. And probably nothing's going to change their mind either about you. So gather your close friends around you and people like me that love you, and set them to the side. It's like I'm going to have to love you over there, because when I put you over here, you're disrupting my life. If they try to steal your happiness, your joy, if they're demeaning and hurtful, or even will not acknowledge any of the cruel things that they've ever done to you or said to you, or even if they do say they're sorry, but still keep on doing the things that are causing you to lose your joy, you got to set them to the side or limit your time that you're around them. Um, it's a hard thing to do. It really is. I'm not one that usually walks away from anybody. It just isn't in me. And when I was called to ask my son, I still wanted to help him, but I just cannot do it. He asked if he could please come back in here. The cop told us to try again. It's like, I asked Doug, do you think we should? And he says he's not doing it, you know. And I didn't really feel like I could either. It's been kind of ripping me up. you know, hard to make a video, you know. Um, I will get back to my happy self. I've been through so many of these things. I'm not going to let it tear me down, but it's going to take a little bit of time. Oh, I'm sorry for laying this on you all like this, but I really know some of you are going through some things. I know divorces and parent problems, kid problems, maybe a coworker or a boss or somebody that's just dumping on you, you know. So it's not easy nowadays in this world, especially for people that really intentionally do things to harm you, you know. And we can't let it happen, you know. And if it did, you got to stop it. You got to put an end to it. Um, I've been told good job in standing up to somebody that called himself Satan. My son called himself Satan. I said, no, you're Lucifer, you know, because I know Satan, and my son's not close to that, but it still was very unpleasant, you know. And then if somebody's in that frame of mind and thinking about harming other people and has tried to harm himself and was incarcerated for that in an institute, it's a volatile situation or could become that quickly. And people that are in their retirement type um, days really shouldn't have to put up with that type of thing. You know, it's pretty difficult. So I don't know if either my kids will ever care, really. I know they love their dad and they care about each other, but even the three of them can't talk like men do. You know, the way real men do, without like filthy, like retarded, regressed, sexual deviated weirdness, and it's so repulsive and disgusting. Whew, I have no words, you know. So I don't know why, and I thought, should I talk about this anymore? And God put it upon my heart. There's somebody going through something that can't talk about it. Probably more than one of you that needed to hear something I'm going through that you can relate to, and we can pray about it together. You know, pray to clear up this world from all the evils that are in it, and it's like planting a tree. Luckily, I was able to sit under the shade of the trees that I have planted. But I have younger ones that I've planted that I'll probably never be able to sit under their shade. Excuse me. And that's how I feel about some of these videos I make. Perhaps they will be a shady tree. Excuse me. Okay, I'm trying not to cry, but maybe it can be a shady tree for somebody else. So, well, God bless your day or night, wherever you're at. Thank you for joining me. Um, I'll be back, and I'm gonna try with all my heart to lift my spirits and try to tell some jokes and be my jovial self and goofy like I love to be. Making people laugh. I'm having a hard time right now, so bear with me. I have a lot of things I want to do this coming year and in the future. Hopefully, it'll be some good surprises, and we can have a lot of fun in this community and with other people we know online, and um, just maybe alleviate some of the evil and the bad in the world together and just have a nice day, you know. I've heard narcissists say that too, though. Why can't we just have a nice day? Because you just did something that human beings wouldn't do to another human being. And then we don't call it good and say, please do it again. And if it's dangerous, it's even with your emotional or mental health, uh, don't give yourself a stroke over the love of somebody that doesn't care about you, you know, and it is heartbreaking. So just that's the wisest words I can give you. Um, keep your happy. They don't care anyway. Believe me. So, all right, everybody. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA. I'll talk to you soon. Tomorrow, I think.